Hello, hello, Twitch, and for the first time, hello, YouTube. Well, first time live on YouTube. Provided everything. Yeah. Provide everything. Oh. Ooh, I'm getting... Oh, there we go. I was getting feedback in my headphones. I think it shouldn't have affected you guys whatsoever. I forgot to... I completely forgot to mute my other window because I've got a window open, making sure that everything goes live properly over on YouTube, and it looks like it is. So yeah, like I said down in the description, I'm trying multi-streaming today. I've been working on getting it set up all week. I don't know how the quality over on YouTube is. I am running YouTube at a higher bitrate than I can on Twitch because YouTube has a higher streaming bitrate. So I'm gonna try and see how that goes over there, but I have not forgotten about you lovely people over here on Twitch. This is largely just to see if this works and to see how it goes. Moving forward, I will probably primarily stream on Twitch because I know how Twitch works. I've been on Twitch for almost a year now. Actually, I'm pretty sure I've been streaming for over a year now. I've almost got my 1-year affiliate. But yeah, hello all you lovely people on Twitch, hello all you lovely people on YouTube. It is I, Zombie Bait. I have to do like a full intro for YouTube. I'm Zombie Bait, most often referred to as Zombie. I am your resident elder emo demon VTuber, just no clipping my way through life because I'm sorry mom, it was not a phase. I'm a variety streamer. I'm all over the place. I do many different things. Coming up this week, I'm going to be doing my anime. I don't think I'm going to do a tier list. I think I'm just going to do a discussion of the current shows that I'm watching, what I think is good, what I think is worth dropping for the current season, because I am a seasonal watcher of anime, so I do stuff like that. I play horror games, visual novels, nonsensical games like Schedule 1. I actually just did a Schedule 1 collab yesterday with my friends Jebediah Rat and Let's Go Lemon. But today, I'm going to try a visual novel. A new visual novel, well, new to me, called The Noexistencen of You and Me. It looked very, very interesting and picked it up on Steam. Super cheap. Should be good to play. I don't think there's any restrictions on this one. But yeah, I'm glad to see you here if you're here. Glad to see if anybody checks out the VOD. If anybody's here for the live, feel free to chat with me. And yeah, we'll see how long the stream goes. I do have work tomorrow morning, IRL work, and I work fairly early, as the people over on Twitch know. I work really freaking early. So, without further ado, we're gonna get over to this game. We're gonna swap over scenes, and like I said, I've been making sure everything's running okay. I have one of my mods double checking on everything when she has time. No rush to her, because I have so many windows open right now. Well, let's get over to the game. All right, the Noexistencen of You and Me. Totally spelled it wrong totally spelled it wrong over on YouTube. Can I edit it? Can I edit it while it's live? Sure can. That's convenient. That's super convenient. Cool. Well, I have it up and live. So yeah, I don't know too much about this game. I looked a little bit into it, but I didn't kind of like go full bore into trying to figure it looks good on YouTube. Hell yeah, thanks Bex. I appreciate you. I have a multi-chat window open as well. That's set up to only display my YouTube chat because I also have my stream chat for Twitch up as well. So hopefully if anybody pops in, I can say hello and a good day to them. But I'm not gonna sit and linger on who's where and what's with what, because I want to check out this visual novel. I really want to check this out. The artwork on it is absolutely super cool. I like the little glitch effects that are going on. But yeah, I don't know anything about this one, so we're just gonna hop right on into it. The no existence of you and me. All right, let's go. And I'll keep an eye out on my audio levels as well, just in case anything spikes. I'll quickly change that and get it all fixed for everybody. Ooh, the eyes being the last thing to disappear. I really like that. ...
很高兴你能愿意为我这么做，只是。
Was that Chinese? Is that Chinese? That sounds... Oh, let's do this. Let's switch over to Japanese. Let's switch over to Japanese. I'm more used to Japanese. I was caught off guard. I was caught off guard by it being in Chinese. I was caught off guard. Okay, so language English, voice language Japanese. I feel we're good there. Cool. Truly grateful that you're willing to do this for me, but am I still me right now? I'm gonna have to stop reading hers because she's already reading it, so I'll just have to read it to myself. No, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know, yet there was a time I longed for the sight, even if it was nothing more than a fleeting possibility. I mean no harm, it's just that I'm afraid. I never truly wished for it to come true. But regardless, this is your choice. To deny the story and the choice you've made, completely understand and accept that. Very well then. Let the me of this moment fade away. Okay. Chapter blank. The first encounter. There we go. On that afternoon, Lilith appeared. I'm lying on the bed, lost in a blur of time. I don't know how long I've been asleep, and I can't even remember the last time I ate. The only thing left for me to do is to die here and wait for my body to decay. Real. Just like me, for real. And then she showed up by the window. She said nothing, just tilted her head and looked at you, like you were just another object in her room. Of course, you are the real master of this room. You haven't spoken to anyone in a long time, so it takes you a moment to realize how to even start. Who am I? Where am I? What should I? I don't know if I'm gonna question where. What's the first thing that I would question? Pretty anime girl in front of me. No memory of who I am. Who am I? I'm gonna go with who am I. I feel like that's the most logical distinction. If you wake up, who am I? Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Bex. That's what I was thinking. What's logically the first thing that I'm going to ask if I'm unaware of who I am? I don't think I'm gonna be worried about where or what. I think I'm gonna start worrying about who, and then build from there. Oh, ... I apparently am ... All Or dot 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 dot. A lot of ellipses. Did I just manage to speak, or is that my choices in this game are meaningless? Okay, we're getting a little meta. I'm gonna go the meta route. Because I feel like that's gonna be. I feel like going the meta route is going to be the most interesting route we can take. I mean, it's generally the most interesting route you can take. So that's where I'm going. Or is that choices in this game are meaningless? Dot 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 dot. Okay, cool. We're getting information. Silence. Even after silence comes more silence, but silence is always destined to be broken. Oh. She sees, she heard it. Am I an it? What am I? Okay. Okay, you are the protagonist of this game, sitting in your room, ready to pursue the path to win over a beautiful girl. Oh, crap. There's a beautiful girl? Well, I'm gonna mess this one up. I'm gonna mess this one up something fierce. And what about you? Are you just a texture on the screen? Are you a figment of my imagination? Are you the beautiful maiden I've encountered? Okay. We can keep going meta with texture on the screen. We can go with the psychopathy, are you a figment of my imagination? Or we can play along with the beautiful maiden I've encountered. I feel like if I'm trying to riz, as the kids say, if I'm trying to riz, it's gonna be beautiful maiden I've encountered. If I'm trying to go meta, it's gonna be the texture on the screen. And if I'm trying to full bore put myself into the game itself, it's gonna be figment of my imagination. What? Chat, what do you think? Should I continue the meta? Should I riz the beautiful anime girl? Or should I continue with like the I've lost my memory? Riz? Okay, I was leaning toward Riz. I'm a lonely boy. I'm a lonely emo boy. I'd like to riz up the pretty anime girl. It's good to know that you agree with me. My ever wonderful mod. Okay. Are you the beautiful maiden I've encountered? Do you truly want to know, or is it simply because the only option you can choose is me? Okay, so I feel like this is how I'm going to do this. I'm going to let her vocals run through, and for anybody who's just listening, I will read out what she's saying. I'm not going to voice act, because I can't talk like that. It's just going to make me sound ridiculous. So I'm just going to read out what she says after her voice lines are through. And I'm going to continue more or less voice acting my lines. I feel like that's a good middle ground. That's a good middle ground, because every time I play a visual novel, I try and think of the best way to do this, but she's fully voice acted. That works. Cool. Much appreciated. Yeah, I feel like that's probably the best way to go about this. Oh, fade to black, fade to... In the next moment, she vanished from your sight. Oh, we scared her away. Come back. Then she emerged again, this time closer than before. Okay, I'm cool with that. Bye. You realized what she did. It meant she had just stepped closer to you. Logics. Or did you walk towards her instead? I'm sitting in a chair. Crimson glow. Her eyes, they pierce through me, unblinking. This thought lingers in your mind. It feels like it belongs to someone else. Wait, what are these chaotic noises? Well, I'm not hearing any chaotic noises. Hearing no chaotic noises, so we're gonna go ... All I can hear is piano, light piano music. Oh, we're having a ... competition. Girl, I can ... with the best of them. What's it like to have someone's eyes fixed upon you? Okay, well, it's uncomfortable. I'm autistic as all hell. I try to look anywhere but somebody's eyes. I'll look at someone's forehead before I look at someone's eyes. Oh, cool. Wonderful. I could stay like this with your gaze upon me forever. Are you wearing colored contacts? Why is it that only your eyes have color? Or you're staring at me so hard it's making my skin crawl. I hate this feeling. Oh shit. Okay. So our first option is Riz. Our second option is dense anime protagonist, and third option is ew girl ew. I think the only one I could pick is the first one. I think the only last option is reality. I don't know. I feel like if a beautiful anime girl were like here in my room with like what is it, me side? The entire time I played me side, I'm like, oh, she wants to kill me? I mean, that's fine. She cute. She could do it. That's fine. I'm not against the yandere. I'm not against the yandere. Stop staring at me, those red eyes, demon lady. I mean, her name is Lilith. It's probably some sort of if we're going off of like standard anime tropes, Lilith is either going to be a demon or a succubus. So I mean, either way, demon lady, yeah, you're not wrong. I'm gonna continue on the Riz path. I want to see if I can break her. I want to see if I can get her to ooh, ara. Oh, she's the first demon? Yeah, yep. I mean, if we're going back through like old demon lore, she would be the first, yep. We're gonna go the Riz path. Maybe she'll take my soul and I won't have to go to work tomorrow and worry about the bills I have to pay. Oh, yeah. She's going the yandere path. Then let's keep staring at each other like this until we both die. Alright. I'm down. I don't have to worry about paying my car payment. I don't have to worry about getting up at 5 a.m. to go to work tomorrow. That's truly the only biblical name that's worse than the story behind mine. Technically, every biblical name is kind of bad because the Bible is kind of like the ultimate horror story. It's the ultimate daddy trauma horror story. So all of those names are progressively just bad. Yeah, we're gonna stare at each other until we die. Dude, Rebecca was a bitch. How do you think every airline pilot feels? Just, nobody in that book likes pilot. No one. Are we really going to die? I really like her character design. Oh, we're having a dot. We're having a dot off again. Oh, yep, she's still dotting away. I can keep... Girl, you call me Tom Petty, because I'll keep up with this dot through... I'm starting to feel a bit tired of this. No. We're going to keep dot. First time I read that story, I called my mom. Like, what the I just assumed I got my government name because it was one of the most popular names when I was born. At least that's what I tell myself. Can't even have a fun name. Although my name does start with one of the goth letters, so I'm kind of okay with that. And if you know what I mean by goth letters, and I think you know what I mean by goth letters. Okay, well, she wants to challenge me in a dot contest, and I'm not gonna get tired of it, because like I said, you can call me Tom Petty. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna get tired of this. We can keep up the dot. Mine was trying to be original. She was No, I'm gonna keep clicking dot. I'm gonna keep clicking dot. I will literally stay here until we die. That's all she's asked of me thus far. I'm okay with that. I played me-side trying to find love. She does not know what she's in for. 3 hours later. I wonder if this is, I do wonder if this is an endless loop though, and it means I have to progress the story, I physically have to actually click the getting tired of this bit. But I've always been the type of person that's like, I will push the bit way too far. I will 100% push the bit as far as humanly possible. And then past that. Chat, do you think this is endless? Do you think the only way to progress is by choosing to give up? I'm real curious. Ooh, getting political. First time multi-streaming onto YouTube. Getting political. I will not back down, madam. Madam, I won't. I mean, like I said, I'll be Tom Petty. And won't back down. No, I won't back down. Prop me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. Come on. Come on, take my soul. Take my Kia soul. I'm not tired of this. I can click all day. I have Cookie Clicker in my Steam library. I'm good at clicking things with no apparent progression. Yes. Yes. This is peak content right here. Doing the best to be the husbando I know I can be. It feels very much like the end of one of the paths in Doki Doki Literature Club, where regardless of what you do, it just keeps going. But that loop in Doki Doki, I think, takes almost 45 minutes to get through of just doing the same thing over and over again. Twitch, we have an ad break in 3 minutes. YouTube, no clue what you guys do. I guess we'll see. I don't think I have any ads on YouTube. So, yeah, YouTube, ignore what I just said. It does not affect you guys remotely. Yep, no, still going strong. Hold on. I need to do something here real quick. This is gonna take half a second. Save. Okay, did that save? I feel like that's saved. Yeah, that's saved. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. Still going. Back to it. Sorry, Twitch. YouTube has this strange thing where you can add a thumbnail to your live before you go live because YouTube's big on thumbnails to pull people in. So I made a thumbnail for the game prior. With Twitch, I thumbnail after I end stream. Still having a ... off over here. I think we've been doing this for almost 5-6 minutes now. Bex, how's this content? Are you enjoying the ... with the game not going anywhere? I literally think I can't progress the game until I say I'm tired of it. Am I gonna have to do the American thing and back down? You probably can't, but I'm washing dishes, so I'm not. Yeah, scrub the dishes while the ... war is still going strong. I could be playing Cookie Clicker in another window right now and no one would ever know. Okay, we're gonna progress the story. I'm starting to feel a bit tired of this . There we go. Yeah. Of course. Yeah, fade to not quite black, and we're back. So tell me, do you truly believe I truly exist? Then, do you think she really exists? And I hope so, she cutie. I'm not sure. I want to figure out the answer to that question with you. Ooh, I'm gonna question, did I just get a hug? Yes, this gesture could indeed be called a hug. It's a kind of ritual, a ritual intended to make you feel my presence. Okay. So what are you feeling right now? This feels like, it feels like I'm taking a personality test. This feels like I'm taking a personality test. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm intrigued. Okay, how am I feeling? A brand new sheet of A4 paper slicing your finger as you pull it out. Well, that's horrifying. The softness of a cat's fur brushing against your palm. Well, that's super pleasant. Chalk dust and debris mixing into the air drawn into your nostrils. That's also unpleasant. Although not as unpleasant as slicing your finger with an A4 sheet of paper. Let's see. A hug from a pretty anime girl. The softness of a cat's fur brushing against your palm. That's pleasant, yeah. From your description, that sounds like touch. Anything to help you feel? Been there, done that. That's why I'm not on Zoloft anymore. So just faint sensations then. Okay. Okay, she's questioning my decision. She's questioning my decision. That's totally not how she said it, but that's how I said it. It's totally how I said it. Now I hold you tighter, bringing us even closer. So what does it feel like to be held in a tight embrace? Okay. A wet plastic bag dropped on a rainy day. Strange. The first sprout breaking through the soil. Okay, pleasant. That's a pleasant image. Food scraps dissolving in stomach acid. I have acid reflux, so that one hits too close to home. I think if I'm going for a pleasant, it would be the first sprout breaking through the soil. Because I think if you're gardening, I feel like that's like your first moment of like yatta, like or gambate, like cheering the sprout on, or feeling like you've accomplished something. What the fuck, that last choice? Yeah, no, last choice, very odd last choice. We're gonna go with the second choice because it's the only one that doesn't make me question my mental fortitude.
よかったわね。感覚が強くなって。
Amazing. The sensations are becoming even stronger. Okay, so she's trying to elicit stronger and stronger sensations, and I feel like we're on the right path. Hmm.
さらに力を入れたわよ。まるで合体しているみたいね。
Now I'm holding you even tighter. This way, we're becoming one.
で、合体するほどハグされるのはどんな感覚なのかしら。
So what does it feel like to be deeply embraced? Girl, I wouldn't know. The last time I had a deep embrace hug it's been years. It's been years. Okay, our choices are nothing special. I've been reborn. I can't breathe anymore. Help, help. I've never felt better. And heh. Okay, well, it's not gonna be nothing special. If I were to have a deep embrace hug, I feel like I'd be feeling pretty darn good. I've been reborn feels like a cheesy, like, anime protagonist who's never seen a girl. I can't breathe anymore feels like the childish answer. Help, help seems pointless. And heh is creepy. I guess I've never felt better. I think if right now I were to, like, get a really good hug from somebody, like I had that dopamine, that serotonin, yeah, I think I would go with I've never felt better as well. What in the sweet God, what the hell? Okay, we got a whole bunch more choices. The world is my the world is my representation. Such an observation, though partial, is not without truth. Okay. The Enlightenment is mankind's emergence from its self-imposed immaturity. I think that's Buddhism. I think that's a Buddhism thought. Cosimo lived in the trees. The branches stretched outward, forming a lofty bridge suspended in mid-air. That seems abstract. What exists exists. What does not exist does not. That does not know. On the morning of April 16th, Dr. Rowe stepped out of his clinic and kicked against a dead rat at the bottom of the stairs. That just seems like a statement. Man is the measure of all things, determining what exists and what does not. Yet even this creation is destined to decay. I feel like that one would only be true if man were the only conscious being on the planet, as we are not. I mean, hell, I'm a demon. Alice ran across the field after it, and fortunately was just in time to see it pop down a large rabbit hole under the hedge. That's from Alice Through the Looking Glass. He seemed like a man stripped of his skin, plunging into a violent storm to battle against the elements. I think if I were to choose any of these, the one that would be the one I feel would honestly be the first one. The world is my representation. Such an observation, though partial, is not without truth. Like, everything that we see is the world to us. Even though that is only partial because everybody has their own consciousness, that's technically not without truth. What everybody observes is all part of their world, and collectively, all of that brought together creates the collective consciousness that is existence, and not just people. What rabbits, bears, birds, what everything sees is all only a partial representation of the world. So I feel like we're deep diving, we're philosophically deep diving at the moment, but I feel like for me, out of all of these statements, that's the one that feels most accurate to me. So I'm gonna choose that one. The world is my representation. Such an observation, though partial, is not without truth. Ooh, now we have an I love you, I hate you, and a ... I don't hate her. Although love and hate are two sides of the same coin. One is based on affection still maintained, while the other one is based on affection lost. You can't, for me, you can't truly hate someone unless you've loved someone. You can despise somebody without having ever loved them, but for it to truly be hate, I think you would have had to have loved them at one point. So I'm gonna pose, but you can't hate unless you still love them. I don't think that's necessarily true. I hate my ex-wife, but I feel no feelings of love towards her whatsoever. But the only reason why I can feel that dislike so strongly to the point of hate is because I know how strong the love was prior. So I don't think necessarily to hate you still have to love. I think to be able to hate you just have to have known the love, and that the love has now been perverted to the point of hatred, thus negating said love. Philosophical conundrums. I am gonna go with I love you on this one. I don't hate her. There's no hate here. Perfect. The ritual was a success. Okay. Interesting. I'm so moved I could almost cry. This music has definitely changed vibe. Anyway, my name is Lilith. It's a pleasure to meet you. Hi, Lilith. Lilith-chan. Chapter 1, Sweet Cake Time. The existence of certain cakes is not known to people in a literal sense, yet their very being points to the existence of other cakes in a symbolic way. That is, the belief in the existence of ovens serves as faith or as a hypothesis for the existence of time machines. And an inexplicable motive at that, experienced by people. Lilith, Cake Studies, Volume 2. Okie dokie. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna question existence once we're done with this one. All right, here we go. That was the prologue. Oh, dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. More aggressive, dot, dot, dot. The chair is talking to me, apparently. Your Majesty, it's been a long time since Redacted went missing. Shall we continue the search? Who is Redacted? How do you even pronounce that? Is it a mute sound? Or just block after block after block? Oh, these are my options. Well, meta would be the block after block. I was just reading it as the name has been redacted. So I'm gonna who is. Redacted is a young girl who appears in screens, yellowed notebooks, and fleeting moments of lost time. Like how every Thursday afternoon John takes a walk to the church square, because the pigeons there have finally earned their diplomas. I want to know more about this girl. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm doing something here real quick. Sorry. I'm getting something done here really quick that I forgot to do. Okay. 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 I think we got that all done and set up. Cool. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, chap. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Dot 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 dot. So none of you know anything? My apologies, Your Majesty. I know. Speak freely, my loyal sub. I mean, they're calling me their majesty. They're calling me their majesty. So I feel like I should play along. Speak freely, my loyal subject. Her name is blank. She was once your blank, and she has the same blank as blank. Her traits include blank and blank. I learned nothing from that. She once blank, and then you chose blank, which is why you now blank, leading to her blank. Okay. In short, the girl beyond the world has disappeared. Interesting. You stare at the black notebook and a strange sense of familiarity washes over you. Feels like sipping an aged wine. Its deep mahogany color nurtured. Lots of blanks, sure is. Its deep mahogany color nurtured in an oak barrel, downing it in one gulp. The burning sensation traveling from your throat to your lungs, mingling with the surrounding air. It's not fatal. Just slightly melancholic. I'm gonna open the notebook. Ooh, Lilith's back. Huh? What are you doing? I can use scared me. Ah, oh, ah, or blank blank. Oh, we're gonna go use straight. You scared me. Oops, did I scare you? Okay, okay. I don't feel like I would say no problem. It's nothing. Well, then let's continue where we left off. We have a who are you, a what were we doing earlier, and a dot dotty dot dot dot. What were we doing earlier? Oh dear, have you forgotten already? Those vows, those bonds, those heartfelt moments, are they only memories to Lilith now? We have such things never existed in the first place, or oh, bonds, emotions. We're gonna go with oh, bonds, emotions. We're gonna play along. Yes, 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 bonds, emotions. Even if you don't remember, it's okay. This is a visual novel. You can just use the history log to recall everything, which is actually not true. If you look where my mouse cursor is right now, it's over the history log. And there's a line through it. You cannot click it. It is not a clickable thing. So I've played many visual novels. I'm aware of the history log. It is not here. Oh, now it's been opened up. This seems to be... This seems to be fake. This seems to be fake. Let's go, We're going to be away for a while. Take care of yourself, okay? Oh, by the way, there's a girl coming to stay with us for a while. I wonder what kind of girl she'll be. I'm so excited. 2 hours later. Hi, my name is Lilith. Sorry to bother you, but is this player's house? Yes, this is the place. Looking at you, I feel like I've seen you somewhere before. Lilith. That's right, it's time to retrieve your memories from your previous life. In your past life, when I was the Sakura Maiden of Divine Rebirth, my power is no longer sufficient to keep the 4 heavenly kings sealed away. Player, I remember now, our memories and bonds, I can remember everything. Lilith-chan, let's save the world together again. Lilith, that's fantastic. Player Sama. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I got an achievement for that. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go now. So we never had such a conversation, did we? That's not the real history log, and oh Lilith, the Sakura Maiden of Divine Rebirth, I remember everything now. I'm gonna go with the fact that that's not the real history log. Or should I, we never had such a, if we do, we never had such a conversation, did we? I feel like that leaves it open for the path to being like, oh, but we did. If I flat out call her out and say that's not the real history log, we might push further into yandere territory, so that's what I'm gonna do that one. Oh, you caught me. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Haha, just a little joke. I've restored the real history log for you so you can use it properly now. Okay, we click it now. Okay, cool, cool. Yep, this is real. This is actually real. This is all the stuff that we've been reading. All the stuff that we've been reading and replying with. So this is accurate now. This is accurate. Cool. Okay, return. Even though flipping through the history log makes it seem like you weren't listening to me, if it's you, I'm happy to repeat myself countless times. Oh, she trying to riz me up now, chat. She trying to riz me up now. By the way, I haven't properly introduced myself yet. My name is Lilith, and I'm your childhood friend. We have an OIC, childhood friend, I have one of those, I do not. Or ... I'm gonna go with childhood friend, I have one of those. Have you already forgotten? In the summers, we'd run together, climb trees, catch butterflies, play games, and finish our school assignments. What you're describing is so generic, it could apply to anyone. How about this? She's getting nervous. She's getting nervous. I'm calling her bluff. I'm calling her bluff. Once when we were little, we went hiking and ran into a bear fresh out of hibernation, searching for food. With something like that, it's a wonder we're still alive. Oh dear, don't get caught up in such trivial details. I'm still calling her bluff as she's still not happy with it. In short, I'm your childhood friend and we've reunited. It's that simple. By the way, you haven't eaten anything in a while, have you? Actually, I had soup for lunch a couple hours ago. Let's make something to eat. Ta-da! Up next is Lilith's special sweet cake time. which means you'll be making a delicious strawberry cake under the guidance of Lilith. I'm a big fan of cake. Then we can bask in the happiness of our achievement as we enjoy the cake together. I don't really get it, but sure. Wait, why am I the one making it? I don't hate strawberry cake, so I can't choose that one. If I had a strawberry cake right now, you'd see my blood sugar spike. I don't really get it, but sure, Lilith. Alright, let's get started. Alright, cool. Process is simple. Okay, okay. Bake a chiffon cake base, spread some cream on top, and decorate it with strawberries. I mean, I've taken baking classes. That is how you... Yeah, that's bare minimum how you do it, but baking a chiffon cake is not... It's not crazy difficult, but it is a little... See, it's harder than a box mix. That's for sure. First we'll make the cake base. Yeah, logical. Take milk, cooking oil, cake flour, sugar, and eggs from the cabinet. Yeah, that's basic cake stuff. The dish rack is now talking to us. Do I even have these things in my cabinet? That's the question you ask yourself. Why? Okay. I'm gonna rub my eyes for a second here, largely because this game is burning into my retinas. It's very bright. Why are all of the appliances and inanimate objects narrating what's in my head? Like right now, the oven is saying, but regardless, this is worth trying, whereas the dish rack was the one that said the last statement. Whereas both statements, both statements seem like they were one cohesive thought. After all, there's no evidence yet that they aren't in the cabinet. Open the cabinet door. Oh, they're really here. Could it be that the angelic dream maiden prepared them in advance? Takes out milk, cooking oil, cake flour, sugar, and eggs. Well, it's obviously we're not in America at this point, because if we were, the eggs would have been in the refrigerator. First, we need to separate the egg whites from the yolks. That is correct. I can separate them, and I can separate them with overwhelming sorrow. Do I do it based on my actual personality, or do I do it on just what the game would have me do? I feel like I should do it with my actual personality. Personality? Okay. Separate them with overwhelming sorrow. That's my personality. I laugh because it keeps the sad away. It doesn't, it just hides it. You look at the egg. I like how I like how where it says egg above it, it says me. You look at the me in front of you and a profound sadness floods your heart. Yeah, it do. It's the kind of feeling one might call fate. When is an egg's destiny truly decided? Is it the moment it comes into existence? The moment it's noticed by the girl in front of it? Or the moment its fragile shell is shattered by an external force? Oh, we're getting into personality stuff again. The moment it's noticed by the girl in front of it, or when its fragile shell is shattered by an external force. Sweet Lord, okay. I'm gonna be looking into therapy after this game. Or perhaps in this modern age where hedonism erodes grand ideals, the concept of fate has long since dissolved.
混ぜる。
Next, add milk, sugar, and corn oil and mix them. Why are we using corn oil? I thought it was cooking oil. When did this change? We're gonna add them and mix, apparently.
さらに薄力粉も入れて混ぜる。
Then add the cake flour and mix.
次は卵黄を入れて
Then add the egg yolks and mix. Okay.
新しいボウルに卵白を入れて混ぜて。
Then take out a new bowl, add the egg whites, and mix them. Are we beating them to soft peaks? Are we beating them to soft peaks so that we can fold them in?
それができたら混ぜた卵白をさっきの
Yes,
ボウル
we
に
are.
加えて混ぜ続けて。
Yes, we are. Finally, combine the whipped egg whites with the batter and mix them. You separate out the yolks and the whites, and then you whip the whites, and you have to whip them a long time because you're beating air into them, and they'll actually, the egg whites will turn white. It'll almost look like a white mousse, and you want to beat them until they have firm peaks. Meaning you can pull on them with your whisk and it will actually leave the peaks, and then you gently fold them into the batter, because basically what you're doing is you're adding more air into your batter, which makes for a lighter cake. All my old chef professors would be very proud of me for remembering that. We're going to mix everything together with an overwhelming sense of sorrow once again, because we're being true to ourselves. Stir in circles, then another circle, and another. Well, technically we would be folding gently so we don't beat the air back out of it, but okay. Perhaps the entire world is nothing more than a meaningless machine, endlessly cycling in the droning hum of repetition. Oh God, that's way too accurate. That's way too accurate. Okay. Why do I keep finding the games that...
生地の準備ができたわ。
all done, the batter is ready. I keep finding the games that are like, hey, this is a mood, aka your mood, aka time to be broken inside.
次はオーブンに入れるだけ。
Next, all we have to do is put it into the oven. Well, we have to turn the oven on first. Have we done that? Have we preheated the oven? Because you want to preheat the oven. The oven begins its work, just like any normal oven in this world. This marks your release from the tedious labor of machinery, granting you a fleeting moment of freedom. Oh, okay. That's a metaphor for being off work, I take it?
どうかした？
What's wrong? You still haven't answered my earlier question. Who exactly are you? Your presence doesn't make any sense. Well, I'm not going to question her presence, because that's... just going to point out you still haven't answered my earlier question. Oh, she's got that smug look on her face.
見知らぬ少女が突然家に現れて。
Mm-hmm. You're right. A strange girl suddenly appearing in your house.
こんな設定、今年の純愛物語神ゲー最有力候補か。ありふれたホラー映画のストーリーくらいよね。
With such a premise, is this the most promising master love masterpiece of the year, or just a cliched horror suspense story? That's what I would like to know.
君は私を誰だと思う？
So what's my... oh, she's asking my opinion? Alright, here are my options. You're a murderer, hiding behind your cute appearance to strike when the time is right. Should have already done it. You're a ghost living in an old house. Well, everything around here looks pretty new. You're a nagging mom who worries too much about me. Nope, she would just text me. You're just a game character. I mean, that's logical. And I can't say for sure. Well, that is obvious. I don't think she's a murderer. I feel like that would be too easy. I feel like the ghost and the murder would be way too easy. Nagging mom does not make any sense. I'm gonna say I can't say for sure.
リラックスして。そ んなに真剣に考えなくていいわ。
Re
ちょっとした雑談よ。
relax, this isn't a difficult question, it's just a casual chat.
気軽に答えて。
Make your choice with a light heart.
君は私を誰だと
So
思う？
what's your opinion? Oh, narrowed all those out. Murderer. We're going with the most like insane one.
どうしてわかるの？
Oh. Okay, well, called it. What? How do you know that? Okie dokie. ... And the music changes. And the music changes.
なんで？どうしてわかったの？
How could you know? It was the red eyes. I've watched enough anime. The red eyes isn't always bad. Not always good. I mean, there was Berserk of Gluttony. His eyes turned red when he was hungry for energy. And her name is Lilith. You have Hunter x Hunter, which I've been giving a chance because I always talk shit about it, but I was watching Hunter x Hunter earlier, and one of the main protagonists' eyes turn red when he gets emotional. What other red eyes? You have Sasuke from Naruto, and he was a protagonist. He had the Sharingan red eyes. The name Lilith, that could be kind of like the one red flag, as it were. But my whole life has been collecting red flags. Stop making excuses for the cute anime girl. Never. I will always make excuses for cute anime girls. They're the only ones that'll love me. Your behavior is suspicious, or how many times do you think I've seen you? Your behavior is suspicious. I'm leaving and you can't stop me. I'm about to get murdered. She just laughed.
やっと気づいた？でも、もう手遅れよ。
But now that you've noticed, don't you think it's already too late? Girl, make my day. If I'm dead, I don't have to go to work tomorrow. If I'm dead, I don't have to pay off my credit card. If I'm dead, I get some peace and quiet. Nani? What?
君はすでに大量の毒を吸い込んでしまった。じきにその体は麻痺し始める。
You've already inhaled enough toxins. Your body will soon go numb. Oh, that's really the way to go, isn't it? It's really, really the way to go. Ooh, glitchy.
次に目が覚めた時、縛られたまま、己の体が少しずつ切断される様子を見せてあげる。
When you wake again, you'll find yourself tied up, fully conscious, watching as your limbs are dismantled piece by piece. She really knows a way to a guy's heart, huh? Sounds awesome. She says that like it's a bad thing. For real. For real. This outcome shouldn't have come so quickly. Where did it all go wrong? Honey, sweetie, sugar butt. I've played Doki Doki Literature Club. I have played Me-Side. I have played Saya no Uta. I have played Higurashi. I have played all of the visual novels where I get murdered. You could almost say it's a kink. You could almost say it's what I look for in my visual novels. Oh, a yandere? Sign me up. Sign me up. Let's go. Let's go. End 2. Oh, we got the true end? We got the true end? Sick. You never get the true end on your first playthrough. You usually get a failure end. If I got the true end on my very first playthrough, that's... I mean, I got an achievement for it. But that's super cool. I'm glad that I got the true end first time around. That's interesting. Just kidding. Just kidding. What the holy bait and switch was that? What the holy bait and switch is that? I thought we were fine. I thought I didn't have to worry about bills anymore. I thought I didn't have to worry about bills anymore. That's some bullshit. Ah, you scared me to death. Don't worry, Lilith would never harm you. Oh, please? Please? Anyway, you think I'm a murderer. Because you're perceiving me through your own perspective, aren't you? Well, I mean, I'm not a murderer. It takes way too much effort. I'm a VTuber. When understanding the existence of another, the concepts that most easily come to mind are not metrics like red blood cell or white blood cell counts, nor eosinophil indices. It's still concepts like friends, family, those you dislike, people you love, or those you absolutely want to avoid, isn't it? Whether it's a murderer, a ghost, a nagging mom, or a game character, these are all extensions of such concepts. For these concepts to exist, a premise quietly hides itself. Have you noticed it? It's literally, it wants me to know the answer. The premise is the self as the perspective, because soft pink pads of a kitten's paw and a sizzling hamburger patty under the heat don't make any logical sense to the conversation that we're having. We're having an existential conversation, a philosophical existential conversation. So it's the premise is the self as the perspective. So how you're going to look at the world is all going to be dependent upon how you see yourself. Because you can only have yourself as the perspective. You can try and be empathetic, you can try and see life through the eyes of another, but at the end of the day, the only true perspective that you're going to be able to have is going to be from yourself, through your own experiences, through the things that you hold true, or the thoughts that you have, or the philosophical conundrums that you yourself ponder. Yeah. Yes, the premise that enables these concepts is the self as the observer's perspective. Yep. A friend to whom, someone disliked by whom, someone loved by whom. How do murderers, ghosts, moms, or game characters interact with me? Ever tell you I dropped philosophy in college in the middle of class? Philosophy was always one of my favorite subjects, because there's never a tried and true answer, because in philosophy, the answer is always dependent upon the person asking the question and the person giving the answer. Everything is always vastly different because everybody's experiences shape them all differently. Philosophy is completely pointless and completely necessary at all times. Well, you're out. Philosophy has always been the most intriguing thing to me because it is truly what progresses humanity forward, but it's also what holds humanity back depending upon how you use it. The philosophy is a big thing right now, especially with like ethics of like how AI is being programmed, because there's a lot of philosophical questions that AI either does or doesn't understand, or understands differently than the programmer who programmed the AI. So it's very intriguing. Like, I watch a lot of Neurosama, the AI VTuber, with her programmer Vettel. Like I watch a lot of like how the interactions amongst the AI that he programs, because they always ask very interesting questions and they always give very interesting responses. A lot of it can be taken as like philosophical conundrums. So yeah, it's very, for me, it's a very interesting topic. I think that's why I play a lot of these games that are moderately fourth wall breaking, that are introspective games, because I'm very genuinely curious a lot of the time. And like I could go read a regular book, like I could go read a philosophy book or things like that, but they just don't hold my attention as much. So I try and find games that pose questions like that to keep, you know, challenging my brain, as it were. Especially because I have, you know, I've got crippling depression, so I like to push myself too far in a lot of those circumstances with things like this, because I want to mentally break so I can mentally build myself back up. Safely, obviously, safely.
リリスは何者なのか、私たちはどんな関係で、二人の間でどんな物語が綴られるのか。
What kind of existence is Lilith's identity? Meeting me with such an identity, what stories will unfold between us?
これらのことは自我があるから気になってしまうわけね。
It is precisely because these things are connected to the self that they become so significant to you. I think it's also like why one of my favorite books in high school that we read was Lord of the Flies, because when you break Lord of the Flies down, it just shows the interactions between the id, the ego, and the super ego. Like everything in that book can be stripped of story, and you're just watching the three parts of the personality battle out amongst each other.
どの概念も自我が作り出したものなの。だから自我は絶対的な地位にあるのよ。
It is precisely because these identities are the judgment of the self that they hold such supreme importance.
当たり前のことに聞こえるかもしれないけど、実は自我というのはね、現代の発明なの。
You might think I'm saying something obvious, but in truth, the self is a modern invention.
大昔の世界は万物が分け隔てなく平和に共存し、すべてが一体だった。
AI can't be expected to turn out any better, but what are we gauging that on? What are we, because if you look, like, you could argue that humanity is also terrible. War, famine, greed, narcissism, psychopathy, sociopaths, like people only out to help themselves. Like you look at AI can't be expected to turn out any better, but that's a really low bar for them to get beyond. Like if because I don't judge large garbage in, garbage out. Maybe, but you also have to look at how machine learning and AI ethics and AI philosophy, all you have to be able to do is, once you can get AI to understand empathy and to understand an objective viewing of right and wrong, then AI logically, depending on how its logic circuits are actually programmed, AI logically could understand right and wrong, but I think a lot of that comes down to how it's programmed, because there are things that are objective good and evil, bad and good, and things like that. And right now, unfortunately, good and evil and morality is not a big thing in modern society, and it's never been a good thing in society throughout history in general. You have things like the Crusades, like the Holy Wars. I'll send you a video from someone AI that covers an instance where AI decides to lie on its own. Well, of course it would. It understands lies. Like, I've watched enough of Neuro and her twin sister Evil. Neuro is supposed to be the good one, and I watched a psychiatrist watching Neuro and Evil and kind of like psychoanalyze them. And Neuro, who's supposed to be the good AI, the psychiatrist actually said that Neuro was the closest to a sociopath, and that Evil, who is supposed to be like the quote-unquote evil AI, was incredibly empathetic and acted more like an actual human being with feelings and was sympathetic and empathetic overall. So yeah, but AI, of course, is going to be able to lie. There's Your Forma is a new anime airing right now that deals with AI and androids. And one thing that was mentioned in one of the newer episodes was that one of the AI actually put the investigator that he was working with in harm's way because it was the quickest, most efficient way to catch the actual criminal. So AI is, in a sense, very similar to humanity in that a lot of the time it's going to find the most efficient course of action, even if it means lying or deceiving or putting someone else in danger, because AI it'll be the trolley experiment, right? The trolley experiment where you have 5 people you don't know and 1 person you do know. Which way do you send the trolley? The AI is always probably going to send it towards the one, because it's going to focus on the needs of the many over the needs of the few, which is a completely logic-based response. Until AI has the proper knowledge of emotion, like having an emotional response, it's always going to focus on logic, and humans cannot focus, generally speaking, have a hard time basing any decision on logic. It's generally based on greed or anger or hatred or love, but it's always solely on some sort of emotion or monetary value. But yeah, for real, send me whatever. I'm very intrigued by AI. I debated looking into trying to learn some programming because I wanted to play around with it, but AI involves a lot of math and calculus, and I'm very, very bad at math. In earlier times, the world would got tangents on tangents on tangents. Fun tangents, though. Fun tangents. This is why I like playing things like this. In earlier times, the world was once a complete world where all things harmoniously merged.
たまに自我という視点に気づく人もいたけど、ほとんどの人は理念の研究に精力をつぎ込んでいたの。
Occasionally, some might notice the existence of the self as a perspective, but most devoted their energy to exploring grand ideas.
それは雄大かつ完璧な万物を受け入れられる理念。時には物質として現れ、時に神のように霊体として現れ、また時にロゴスとして現れた。
These ideas were magnificent, perfect, all-encompassing. Sometimes they manifested as matter, sometimes as gods, sometimes as logos.
どの形であれ、それが存在することを思えば、人々は安心感が得られたの。
But no matter what, as long as people thought of their existence, they felt reassured. We could add another one to this. We can add another silly one to this that honestly kind of does follow these. So mankind creates gods. Mankind creates all of these fictitious things, these heavens, these hells, these purgatories, these gods, as a way of coping with the world around them, because the world's a scary place filled with unknowns, so they create stories and mythos and fables to help them through. I think one of the newer forms of that, as hilarious as it sounds, are memes. Memes are kind of like one of those, and memes, I think the first meme was done in, I just watched something about this the other day, 1921? I think the first, like, quote unquote modern meme was actually like drawn in like 1921, and the current like definition of meme I think that we use now came in the 70s. But I think memes are kind of this generation's thing, that or this era, because I can't really say generation, this era's things to that have been created to cope, right? Because if you've had a bad day, what do? You doom scroll. You doom scroll on Reddit or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever else the kids are doing these days. And you find memes to laugh at, or you find memes to relate to, or you find memes to make you angry or to make you question things. So I think this newer, because you can't really downplay it like you want to, but I think memes are this new generation and this new era's big grand ideas boiled down. Because you like, even myself, like I'm almost 40. I'm not hip with the hello fellow kids things, but I could see a meme and immediately think through my like a meme template, and I know where it came from. I know where it's going. I know the general thought behind it. I know like where the screenshot's from. I know where the picture is from. Like it's one of those things that I think that's what's going to kind of keep existing from this internet era. Then time moved into the modern era and the self was discovered. I mean, even if you look at that, the self was discovered. The meme for this one is more like a line, oh, he just like me for real, for real. Like, he just like me for real, is like a base borderline Zoomer aesthetic discovering of the self. Like, that could be described as like pure introspection. When people regard themselves as the objects of observation, the world split into two parts, subjective and objective. I got ahead of myself. The game is literally going where the visual novel is going where we were just discussing. Thus the world unfolded again. This time it fractured like a mirror, and the shards reflected countless smaller worlds. This time it became inseparably linked to the self as a perspective. And this marks the beginning of every topic we discuss. I'm not going to say no more gods, what a sad story this is, because I am not a God-fearing individual. I was raised to be a God-fearing individual and had long since fought my way down to hell and got kicked out for being far too emo. Now I'm back on Earth. So we're going to wait. Why are you suddenly telling me this? Because I'm never going to be sad with the removal of deities. Do I truly exist? You mentioned before that you wanted to explore this question with me. So, in the time to come, we'll do all sorts of things together and contemplate certain topics. This might become like one of my favorite visual novels I've read if we're going to get into deep philosophical research through the exploration of the self. Until the stories end, where you can firmly make your own choices. Huh? Is the perspective really that important? Maybe you'd ask this.
普通の人はこの世界が正常に回っているのが常識だと思っている。このゲームが正常に起動しているようにね。
Anyone with common sense would think that the world is naturally functioning as it should, wouldn't they? Just like this game is naturally running as it should.
そう、ここが重要なポイントなの。常識という存在。
Yes, you found the key. Common sense. Oh, that thing that most people don't have nowadays? That thing? That thing? Yep. Alright, bet.
常識というのは視点としての自我が世界を認識する重要なツールなの。
So-called common sense is the crucial tool by which the self perceives the world.
常識の力を借りて必要な情報だけを選んで収集すれば世界は理解できる形で目の前に現れる。
As long as we leverage the power of common sense to selectively gather the information we need, the world presents itself to us in an understandable way.
常識は非常に頼りになるから、時に人は自我という視点まで忘れてしまうの。
Common sense is so reliable that it often makes people forget the self as a perspective.
このゲームで必要な常識、それはこれはノベルゲームということよ。
In this game, the common sense you need is, this is a visual novel.
ノベルゲームはイラストや背景が違うだけで大体同じ。本質はあまり変わらないから、とてもわかりやすいわね。
And since it's a visual novel, it's typically variations of text combined with images and backgrounds. Essentially, they're all quite similar and easy to understand.
例えば、リリスの立ち絵が表示されていて、テキストボックスにリリスの名前が書かれていれば、自然にリリスと話していると思うでしょう。
For example, you see Lilith's sprite in the dialogue box that says Lilith, so you assume it's Lilith speaking to you.
でも、その常識は本当に信じていいの？
But is common sense truly infallible? Okay. See, I like this question. This is a really, really good question. And that comes down to what is denoted as common sense. So that I think that's why. But what is common sense? Is it truly infallible? Because what exactly is common sense? What about it is common? What denotes common sense? When does something branch beyond common sense? I really, really like how this is posing these questions, trying to get this thought process. It's honestly making me really excited. This is the first time with a visual novel that I'm more talkative about the concepts the visual novel is trying to bring about than the actual visual novel itself. Despite there being like a super cute anime girl over here, like I'm over here talking about philosophical conundrums and common sense and what denotes common sense. I like this. I like this quite a bit.
それが事実じゃない可能性だってあるわ。喋っているのはリリスじゃなくて、リリスのリボンかもしれない。あるいは、リリスという3つの文字に何の意味もないかもしれない。
What if that's not the case at all? What if all these words are being said by Lilith's hairband? What if the name Lilith in the dialogue box means absolutely nothing? I think that harkens back to what I was saying earlier as to when we were reading, when I was reading, and I was saying like these two thought processes all form one cohesive thought. But one was apparently said by the dish rack and the next one was said by the oven. So I think that's what she's trying to point out with this thought process. Which is that lack of common sense, or the common sense in itself has changed.
別の例を挙げるなら、この背景を見たら、今は部屋の中にいるのだと認識するでしょう?
Similarly, you see the scene behind me and conclude the story is taking place in a room. Yeah, Bex, are you enjoying this so far? I'm enjoying this so far, but like I said, I really like philosophy, so this is getting my blood going.
でももし視野をもっと広げてみたらどうなる?
But what if we zoomed out from this scene?
これは芝居の一部で、大勢の観客が
So
私
far,
たち
so
を見ている
good.
のかもしれない。
I mean, we had that first bait and switch. We had that first bait and switch where we supposedly died and were, you know, cut into little pieces. And then it goes into this deep, thought-provoking conversation that's been going on for like the last 20 minutes now, fully on philosophy. Perhaps this is merely part of a stage set with many spectators sitting below watching us.
映画のロケの可能性だってあるわ。カメラを向けられて、俳優のあなたがセリフを忘れて。
Perhaps this is a movie set and cameras are pointed right at us and you're just an actor who's forgotten your lines. So this part right here, this reminds me of the movie The Truman Show. Bex, I'm pretty sure you've probably seen this. You and I are both a little bit older. So The Truman Show was probably like really big for both of us in our younger years. Yep. So that's what this right here reminds me of. Perhaps this is a movie set and cameras are pointed right at us and you're just an actor who's forgotten your lines. But with The Truman Show, it really was like the whole world was a movie set and cameras were pointed right at him and he inexplicably was an actor. He just didn't know he was an actor and the whole world around him was watching his every move. Like, so it's layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of just not really knowing exactly what's real. This is I've been finding a lot of games lately that have just been really like right up my alley. Like this and Control.
外の世界が地震の後の廃墟だったり。
Perhaps the world outside is a desolate wasteland ruined by earthquakes. There is actually, God, what's it called? There is an anime that runs on this very, very specific idea. Is it School Lives? Is it School Lives? Oh, I typed in the wrong word. School Live. School Live is a very similar concept to this, where the world outside of their school is kind of a desolate wasteland, and all of them are aware of it, except for one of them. So that's a concept that's been explored many, many times.
ここが人類文明の最後の砦だったり。
Perhaps this is the last refuge of human civilization. Yeah, welcome in, chat. This is the last refuge of human civilization. I'm your host, Zombie, and we're going to continue living regardless of if you like it or not.
他の惑星にいる物語の可能性だって考えられるわ。
Perhaps this is a story taking place on another planet. Okay.
常識が揺らげば、世界の様子がガラリと変わってしまう。
Okay. The moment common sense falters, the appearance of the world before you changes. This is true. This is when we break into what denotes, what makes something common sense.
この世界は完璧ではなくなり、解釈が必要になってくる。
The world is no longer complete, it demands more explanations. Yeah, it's every time something changes, you need to know more and more to get back to baseline common sense.
そこで自我の探求が始まるってわけ。
At this point, the exploration of the self begins.
自
Yeah.
我の体験によって世界が様々な形に変化するの。
And based on the different experiences of the self, the appearance of the world also changes. Yeah, so like at what point it is something common sense, and at what point are you the only one that thinks it's common sense, and at what point does your view of the world change? Like if you or I were both looking at the exact same thing, at what point does it change, and at which point is that common sense lost? I don't feel like I need to answer any of these. My head does not feel dizzy. I'm following right along, loving the hell out of this. The self influences the world. I'm gonna ... this one. Have you given an answer? Are you keeping silent? Or are you engaging in some sort of experimental performance art? Perhaps the answer doesn't matter as much. Maybe you simply need an outlet for your emotions, or perhaps you just need a confirmation of your own existence. But no matter what, these words have affected you in some way. And then your gaze fixes on the running oven, a fateful glance. Damn it, stop thinking like that. Even if you tell yourself not to think, it's futile. Like being told not to think of an elephant, yet thinking of one anyway. It's like the game. Everybody knows the game. Your worst fears come true, and the next second the oven makes a sound. I'm wondering, is it possible I might actually be a time machine? Oh no, stop this thought. Our cake is still baking in there. You can hear it talking? A time machine's workflow is simple. Put something inside, close the door, then open the door and take it out. Moreover, the state of the item is different when it comes out than when it went in. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. I mean, technically, yes, at that point, I guess you could call an oven a time machine in like the most simple, basic terminology. Because whatever you put into the oven comes out differently than what you put into it. So if the time machine's workflow is simple, put something in, close the door, then open the door and take it out, state of the item is different from when it went in to when it came out, then yes, I guess you could say an oven is a rudimentary time machine. Okay. Yes, that's exactly my workflow. Good job, oven. No, this won't do. Absolutely not. If the oven really turns into a time machine, terrible things will happen. We're gonna go, ooh, ah. Don't get excited over something weird. If the oven truly becomes a time machine, the world lines will shift dramatically, our current lives will crumble apart, and everything will be reconstructed into a new form. Have you heard of this popular theory? Even the smallest change, like the flutter of a butterfly's wings, can cause a hurricane far away. The butterfly effect. Yep, the butterfly effect. That theory has actually spawned a bunch of terrible, terrible movies. But yeah, the butterfly effect is a very, very interesting phenomena. It's also one of those, it's also kind of a theory that's always thrown in with time travel stories. Like if you were to travel back in time and step on a bug, you could kill an entire country because you never know what ripple. It's the butterfly effect is the most easy way to describe the butterfly effect is throwing a pebble into a pond and watching the ripples. The ripple that forms, or ripples that form, are so much larger than the pebble that was thrown in. That's why you can't meet yourself in the past. I'd meet myself in the past and make out with myself. Be like, oh yeah, everyone hates you. One day you're gonna be a VTuber on the internet. You're gonna play weird games. JK, I'm not my type. Excuse me. So we can't predict how the oven turning into a time machine might impact the real world. This is true. You don't know the ripple. You don't know how far the ripple would go. For example, we might end up in a dystopian world where everyone is forced to play visual novels 25 hours a day, and if anyone breaks the rules, they'll be blanked. That sounds like a pleasant world. Do you know how many visual novels are in my backlog right now? I have Clanad in my backlog, and that's like 40 to 80 hours of reading. I would love to be in a world where I am forced to play visual novels for 25 hours a day. God, I'd get so much reading done, chat. Get so much reading done. I have so much to do. That doesn't sound too bad.
確かにそうね。
Indeed.
とにかくオーブンを説得する最重要任務は任せたわ。必ずオーブンがオーブンであることを認めさせるの。
In any case, the task of convincing the oven falls to you. You must make it believe that it's just an oven. I'm on it, Lilith. I'm on it,
別
girl.
の言い方をするなら、視点としてのあなたが必ずそれをオーブンだと認識しなければならないの。
Or rather, you must make yourself, as the observer, believe it's just an oven. Well, shit, you already convinced me that the workflow of the oven is the same workflow, technically is the same workflow as a time machine. So my observation, my self-view of the oven is that at baseline definition, following workflow is that the oven can be a time machine. So now I have to break that. All right, leave it to me. To make the oven believe it's not a time machine, but just an oven. I need to find the right thought and capture it before it slips away. I'm ready. Here we go. Divergence value. Ooh, you are not a time machine. You are an oven. What else could you be? But you are not a time machine. You are not a time machine. You are not. Oh, you are not an oven. What else could you be but an oven? You are not an oven. You are an oven. What else could you be? You are not a time machine. You are not an oven. What else could you be? You are not a time machine. You've always been an oven. You are an oven. You are an oven. You're not a time machine. You're an oven. I'm gonna stop reading these and I'm just gonna start clicking. Because it's just repeating the same things over and over again. Oh, we're clicking fast. It's over. Ding. I don't know why I read ding. There was a ding sound. The oven made a crisp sound. It signaled that the process was complete. Open the oven. Do we get our cake? Or do we bring Albert Einstein forward?
普通のケーキだわ。よかった。成功したようね。
I got another achievement. Stop Fontaine Blues something. It's a normal cake. Thank goodness we did it. Do you smell something burnt?
焦げた？
Burnt? Takes out the baking tray. Oh, her cake's all messed up.
なんでこうなっちゃったの？
How did this happen? Oh, the cake's talking to us now. Well, I just went through an intense psychological battle, and the stress was just too much for me to handle. When the pressure builds, the boiling point of water rises, so the food ends up at a higher temperature.
ごめんなさい。こうなるとは全く思わなかったの。
Sorry, I didn't anticipate this at all. It's okay, let's keep working on the cake and finish it. Yeah. You take the cake out of the mold, the burnt smell invading the room in an almost aggressive way. But you steady your mind and push through. Under Lilith's guidance, you slice the strawberries, whip the cream, and combine it all with the cake layers. Now it looks like a proper cake, no, an enticing one. The unevenly spread cream even gives it a charm that sets it apart from mass-produced factory goods. Isn't that moving?
今この瞬間、一つのタスクが完了したわ。
And now we've accomplished something.
食べられないけど、ケーキを切り分ける儀式はちゃんとできる。これが私たちの行動で世界が変わったという証拠なのよ。
Even though it's not edible, we can still share the ritual of cutting the cake. This is proof we've changed the world through our actions. Yeah, cuts the cake. I'm gonna read the stage directions too. Hands the first slice to Lilith. What? What?
ケーキが落ちた。
Ah, the cake, it fell.
どうしよう、どうしよう、どうしよう。
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
せっかく君が愛情を込めて渡してくれたケーキなのに落としちゃった。
Even though you handed it to me with such love, I couldn't catch it.
なんでこうなるの。
How did it come to this?
ごめんなさい。本当にごめんなさい。
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Do we riz or do we just say we're gonna clean it up? Do we? Because your reaction is adorable. It was pretty adorable. She's very upset. Or it's okay, I'll clean it up sounds like it would be an aggressive, like, it's okay, I'll clean it up. We're going with the first one. We're going with the first one. ... Now it's okay, I'll clean it up.
ありがとう。でもやっぱりごめん。片付けまでさせちゃって。
Thank you, but I'm really sorry making you help with this. I enjoyed baking the cake with you. That's enough for me. Wipes Lilith's tears away. Okay. You're right, the process is what matters. Or before meeting you, I thought life was meaningless. I just waited for it to crush me. Very nihilistic, which is generally how I live my existence. Or silently begins cleaning the mess. I think I'm gonna go with real personality. Before meeting you, I thought life was meaningless because I truly do feel life is meaningless. Not necessarily in a negative way. Not necessarily in a negative way. So this is always a really funny thing for me. Whenever I tell people that I think that life is meaningless and pointless, they're like, well, that's a very negative way to look at things. And I'm like, no, it's not negative. It's not negative. Because for me, when I say that life is meaningless, it also means that you can make your life whatever you want. Because one day you'll be dead. Everything you've done will be completely pointless in every way. In 100 years, 200 years, you'll be forgotten. Everyone will. And that's okay. We're here for but a fleeting moment. So you might as well make the most of what is important to you. Because I feel like that's the biggest thing with nihilism. Is that everybody automatically assumes it's completely negative from the jump. And it's not always necessarily true. I think you have a 50-50 with people who are nihilists. You have the ones that say life is meaningless and they're like, life's meaningless, this all sucks. And then you have the ones that say life is meaningless, make it what you want. And for me, I truly do feel that life is meaningless. It's completely pointless. I don't believe in an afterlife. I don't believe in a god. I don't believe any of that. For me, life is meaningless. I'm here for a short time. I might as well do the things that are important to me. Meet the people that are important to me. Do the things that I find meaning in. Because that's all I can do. Once again, this goes back to the perspective of the self. But now I've found some kind of new motivation. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought. Maybe I can do more. She says thank you in case nobody knew what arigato meant. I'm assuming everyone knows what arigato means. In the next moment, you feel a faint pressure on your shoulders and back, the scent of her hair and the softness of her skin. As the brief moment ends, Lilith gazes at you warmly, though there's a hint of mischief in her eyes. Well, now that the scene of the crime is cleaned up. time for Lilith to repay you.
目を閉じて。
Close your eyes. Close his eyes normally. Dot, dot, dot. Are we getting murdered now? More dot, dot, dot. I don't think that... Okay, no, the person who made this said you could stream it, so there shouldn't be any boobies.
もう開けてもいいわよ。
You can open them now.
どう？ここ、とても素敵でしょ？
Ta-da, isn't this place amazing? Where are we at now? I've been meaning to ask, where is this place?
ここはリリスの秘密の部屋よ。ここに入っていいのはあなただけ。
This is Lilith's secret Wonderland room. It's only open to you and my viewers, apparently. How did we suddenly end up here? There's no light or windows, yet it's bright. You call this a room, but it's just a sofa and a table. Well, this one seems aggressive. Let's go. There's no light or windows, yet it's bright.
いけない子ね。
Oh,
人の部屋
no.
のことじ
She
ろじろ
didn't
見
like
ない
that.
の。
Oh, come on. Who picks apart someone's room like this?
ああ、大事なことを忘れるところだった。
All right. I almost forgot the main event.
今の見た？指を鳴らすだけで美味しいケーキが出現したの。
See, just one snap of my fingers and a delicious cake appears.
そう、これがリリスの恩返しのリリススペシャルイチゴケーキよ。
Yes, as a reward, please enjoy this Lilith special strawberry cake. We can thanks I'll dig in, or we could question. Why did the cake just appear on the table? Which I'm not going to question because we were already transported to a new room, so we're not going to question that one. That one's illogical. Are the strawberries on it a little too big? I've seen strawberries this big, that I'm not concerned about. And what's with the sparkling effect around the cake? That's what I'm most curious about.
これがあるとケーキがもっと綺麗に見えるでしょ。
This makes the cake look dainty and refined.
でも厳密に言えばこの光は全然キラキラしていないわね。もっと練習しないと。
Though strictly speaking, this sparkle isn't really sparkling, is it? Seems I still need a bit more practice.
さあ、一口食べて。
Here, have a bite. Alright, we've questioned something from our perspective, now we can eat. It doesn't seem to have any flavor.
ええ、味の描写はまだしていないわよ。
Ah, okay. Well, I haven't described the taste yet.
私ならケーキの味よりケーキに使われているクリームの質感やイチゴの色合いの方が気になるわね。
Honestly, I'm more interested in the cream's texture and the strawberry's color. Okay.
味の描写は君に任せるわ。とっても簡単だから試してみて。
So I'll leave the flavor to you. It's easy. Just imagine it.
もちろん君が望むなら他の味にしてもいいのよ。
Oh, and by the way, you don't have to stick to strawberry. You can make it taste like anything. Concentrates on the strawberry cake. I mean, I want to imagine, okay, we have fried chicken, chocolate cake, and strawberry cake. I don't like chocolate cake personally. It's always dry. Because people don't know how to add mayonnaise to their chocolate cake batter so that it keeps moisture in. Mayonnaise or sour cream. Both very good ways of keeping a cake moist without adding flavor to it. I really wanted... I like fried chicken, but I want to imagine a strawberry cake. We're going with basic. I'm gonna be a basic bitch. I'm gonna be a basic bitch.
コッポン、イチゴケーキの香りがしてきたわね。
I think I can taste strawberry cake now.
しょ。
Great, give it a try. And so you and Lilith shared a strawberry cake and spent a joyful moment together. Yeah. Just got 2 achievements like back to back. Oh! Oh, we made it through. What is this? Fleeting memories. Oh, there's 8 that we don't have. And there's 4 fragments that we don't have. Okay. Okay. Chat, what do you think? Should we keep going? Or is that good for today? I might call it there. I might call it there because we've completed a full playthrough. We're at our 2-hour mark. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. This way I can go eat some dinner. I can go eat some dinner and I mean, you need to eat. Yeah, this is true. What did you think about this, Bex? Excuse me. What did you think about the no existence of you and me? In 2 hours, we unlocked a good chunk of stuff. There are other things. There are other things in the game. I'm curious to explore. Definitely not what you expected. Is it in a good way or a bad way? In a good way or a bad way? Because for me, this was a pleasant surprise. This was not a bad way, just different. Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I half expected, like, I didn't research deep into it. I think I got this for, I think it was $1.50. I think it's regularly $2 on Steam, and I got it it was on sale for like $1.50. So I'm like, well, I'll pick that up. I'll get $1.50 out of it. And from when you look at it, like, and you're like, oh, Higurashi, Me-Side, yandere death visual novel type thing, and that's not what it is at all. It's very much like a thought-inducing exploration into philosophical and existential thought processes. And yeah, I was a big fan of this. I'm gonna have to do another, maybe next Sunday, if I don't have anything planned. Maybe we'll do another run. Maybe we'll do another run of this and see where we can get. And kind of go from there. But this was fun. I enjoyed this. It was a shorter stream today. But this is also me trying to figure out how multi-streaming worked. We did seem to get that working all right. It's definitely a chill game. It's definitely chill. So we're gonna exit out of here. We're gonna pop over here. Okay. Cool. Well, chat, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully that was pleasant. Hopefully that was... YouTube is still running well. Hell yeah. I'll have to go back through and check out the bitrate on it. I do still have it open, but I need to check the bitrate and see, because I upped the bitrate. Twitch's maximum bitrate is 6,000 kilobytes per second, whereas YouTube's much higher. So I actually have it custom set up to output to YouTube at 8,000. My bitrate is higher on YouTube because a lot of people are saying if you do 6,000, it gets real compressed and chunky. And I wanted our friends over on YouTube to have a pleasant experience. I wanted the stream to look good over there as well. So I do have it running at 720/60. I didn't up that just because I'm still working on trying to figure out how everything works over there, because I've not messed with YouTube much prior to this. But yeah, I think let me hop over here. Let me look for somebody to raid out to real quick. We're not gonna do it's let's see, who can we go say hi to? Who can we go and say hello to? We're just gonna pop over and say hi to Karagi, at least on Twitch. I don't think there's a raid for YouTube, so once I raid out the YouTube stream, I'll just end it as well. Hold on, I'm getting. My other mod just messaged me. No, there is not on YouTube that I'm aware of. Somebody apparently did make some sort of script to help punch all of your people over on YouTube, but I've not messed with it. But anyway, we're not gonna do a raid message today, since it's just a couple of us in here. We're gonna pop over and say hi to Karagi. Who are we punching? Hi, Lemon. Nobody. We're just getting ready to raid out. Tell Lemon you can tell Lemon they're right there. They're right there hanging out. At least on Twitch. Lemon's not hanging out on YouTube. Lemon's hanging out on Twitch. Lemon, you missed it. We played a very, very, very interesting visual novel. We played a very, very interesting visual novel. Oh, I was saying that somebody over on YouTube found a way to make it so that you could raid on YouTube, because you can't technically raid on YouTube. YouTube doesn't have that function. Would have been a great game if you were high. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. As a philosophical, like, existential exploration of the concept of common sense and self-perspection and the world around you, we finished a complete playthrough. Well, not complete. We finished a full playthrough in 2 hours, where I think we got 2 endings. Hold on, let me pull up Steam. Let's go to my library. Let's look at, holy crap, there are 31 achievements for the game. We achieved 5 of them. I'm chilling, almost fell asleep on the road like 12 times. Jeez. Yep, there are 31 achievements for the game. We achieved 5 of them in 2 hours. I'm gonna play it more on stream. Yes, I am. I was thinking about doing it next Sunday. As well. To try to do, because apparently there are more characters than Lilith. Supposedly, I think there are more characters than Lilith. Let me scroll here. Yes, there are more characters than Lilith. So we met Lilith, but there are apparently 2 other characters besides her. So I think it would be very interesting to kind of sit down and kind of see what we could do as far as finding all those and kind of experiencing more storylines within the plot of that visual novel. I think most people that I saw on like Steam reviews, I think a lot of them were getting like full achievements around 20-hour mark. So there is a lot of content in the game, especially for the game only costing like a couple bucks. And the artwork is beautiful. I do love the artwork. Soundtrack's good. Voice acting's good. No complaints. No complaints whatsoever. Okay. But anyway, we are going to raid out. I am going to end stream here for today. I do take Mondays and Tuesdays off. I will be back Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm going to be multi-streaming again. Wednesday, if everything goes how I hope it will, I'm going to be doing a talkie. I'm going to be doing a talkie. I'm going to be going over the seasonal anime that are currently running. I believe we're in the spring season right now. I'm going to be going over those, what I'm watching, my thoughts on what is airing right now, what I'm recommending, what I'm not recommending, what I've already dropped, because I have already dropped quite a few shows that I checked out, and just my general thought process on the ones that are on currently. So if you are looking for some new shows to watch, especially ones that are currently airing, feel free to check into that. I'll probably be going live between 6:30 and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It depends on how quick I get home from work, if I'm being completely honest with you. Because it sometimes takes me almost an hour drive home from work, and I get off at 5 p.m. So sometime between 6, we'll call it between 6 and 7. Between 6 and 7 Central Standard Time, I'm going to be going live on Twitch and on YouTube. Boo, yeah, boo. Boo work, yeah, I know. I was hoping Lilith was going to kill me in-game, so I didn't have to worry about doing that tomorrow. But it tis what it is. But yeah, we're going to be, that's my plan for Wednesday. So Wednesday we're going to be having an anime discussion stream for a couple hours, and then I'm off on Thursdays, and I'll be back with my Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When's the Minecraft stream? If you guys really want it, maybe I'll pop into my Minecraft game Friday or Saturday. We'll see. We'll see. I've been attempting to play Minecraft and figure it out. I feel like a child. I feel like a child playing that game because I don't understand any of it, and it's very frustrating. But okay, we are going to raid out. We're going over to say hi to Karagi. She's playing Ring Fit she's playing in 3D. So, or she has her 3D model. She has her 3D model, so she's technically playing Ring Fit in VR. So we're gonna go say hi to her. Everybody treat her wonderfully. She's absolutely an amazing streamer. I adore her very much, even though she doesn't follow me. But yeah, we're gonna go over to her. And to everybody who joined me on Twitch, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. To everybody over on YouTube, it's a wonderful pleasure to meet you. I hope to see many of you very, very soon. And yeah, wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Much love to everyone out there. Make sure you take care of yourselves going into this next week, and I will see you all again very, 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 very soon. And with that, I have been Zombie. Toodles.